welcome to my videos. So guys, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to apply permanent residence of Canada under self-employed persons. Before I proceed further, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe right now. And also, I would like to clarify, neither I am an immigration consultant, nor I am a government body. So if you take anything out of this video, you do it at your own risk. All right, guys, so let's proceed. So guys, in this video, I'm gonna stick to the process of applying. I'm not gonna go for the eligibility criteria because that is available on IRC's site. You can go ahead and take a look and find out if you're really eligible or not. So in order to apply, I have opened this PR portal. You need to log in first and then click on create new application. Program under which you are applying. So this is permanent residence. We'll select this. We'll select this. So I'll select economic. So self-employed persons class. Okay. You need to put a name. It's not mandatory, but I'll put language of now. You need to create the profile for principal applicant. So let's say there is an Indian citizen whose name is John Smith, who is applying under this program. I'm just putting some sample information. Mailing address. Do properly, okay, everything. This is just sample. Residential address same as mailing address, yes. If you put no, they will ask you to provide this residential address. Spouse, partner, dependent. If you have any, those who are coming with you, click on add dependents and provide their details. If you don't have, you can click on save and continue. Now you see that checklist has been populated. If you want to see the eligibility criteria, you can click here, application guide, document checklist, and other things. Okay. So these are the documents that have been populated. Okay. Additional form. So a lot of things are here. Labeling, and when you upload documents again, like we'll go to the checklist that will give us the idea that what we are gonna do and what not to. Okay, so we'll go to that checklist later, or let's do one thing. Let's go to the checklist now so that we can populate all the forms and then we go through each and every and find out. So I'll click on this. Oh, this one, no worries, I'll handle this. Checklist that has been downloaded. This is for Quebec selected self-employed and federal self-employed persons. Okay. You need to upload this form and all required documents. Okay. Generating application form for Canada. So we are under applying federal, right? So in our case, so we'll do this. Schedule background. We know that this was in the checklist. Additional dependent, not applicable in our case. Supplementary travel. Online process. Okay, yeah. Declaration of intent. This is not in our case, not applicable. Business immigrant, uh, self-employed. For company sign the federal self-employed class or Quebec self-employed. Okay. Schedule 6A, we saw this. Additional family information. This was there. Use of representative if applicable. Education. Language proficiency. Yes, test is required. Relevant experience. Cultural activity. Athletics, whichever is applicable, but here proof is required. Adaptability, if applicable, submit. Is a spouse, your spouse or your company spouse, proof of your spouse, or beneficial Canadian citizen, or if applicable, travel document, passport definitely will provide. This is for Quebec, so fine. Police certificate, civil documents, yes. Information, if applicable, if you don't have, no need. Photo, fee payment. Okay. Okay, so now we have gone through the checklist. So this 5784 is required and other documents that we have like relevant experience and all. We will see that. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so I'm back to this login area. Here in additional application form, I'll search for 5784 and federal self-employed person. So the checklist that we had seen. So again, we had downloaded already. So you can fill, save, and then click on upload and get it through here. Additional documents, we don't have proof of previous relevant work experience. Yes. If you want to add something, like I strongly recommend like letter of explanation that you put. Okay. Proof of funds you have here. Proof of funds. Okay. Uh, Anything that you had seen in that checklist and you don't find it over here, you can definitely upload over here. Form we have seen. So now we know that what are the things we need to do. So we'll go through each and every one of them. Okay. So let's get through them. Okay. Click on continue. Language. So some of the details are already picked up. Interview. If asked which language you want. Interpreter requested. I select no. Where do you want to plan to live in? Province first. City. I just picked one. Okay. Sample. Family details. Some of these we can. Have you ever used any other name, nickname, madam name? I click no. UCI, unique client identifier. So if you have it, put it. If you don't have it, don't do it. If you have ever applied to IRCC for any kind of application before, you do have a UCI. If if you have not applied before, then definitely this is the first time you are doing it. So then you don't have to. They will create. Okay, please enter it. So he's entering his case. You need to do as per your height in centimeter. Be careful about height. Place of birth. Make sure it matches with your passport so that you don't have any issue. Citizenship. Country. Okay, for India, like India does not allow dual citizenship, so there's no point in selecting this. Current country. Let's say he's living in India. Status. Citizen. Previous country of residence during 5 years. Current marital status. Let's say he's single. But if you're married, definitely provide information. Have you previously been married or in common law? I select no, but if you have contact information, some of the details are already picked up. Primary telephone number, I select other because from India, cellular, I put sample phone number. I'm just putting sample, guys. Alternate fax. Do you want to use the same email account to be contacted that you have used for this account? I select yes. If you go for no, they will ask you to enter other email account. You have a valid passport travel document? Yes. Information. Make sure it's correct and as per your passport. Don't do any error. Sorry. You have nationality document. I select no. But let me tell you, like when I had applied for my application years ago, I had used my PAN card. I had used my PAN card to apply this and to fill this information, and it was successful. It used to be PDF based forms then, no doubt, and it was accepted without any issues. So no problem at all. Okay. Like but it's up to you now in India, like you get other identity documents like Aadhaar card and all too. It also depends on your nationality too. Every country I think has their own documents. Yes, like you can always explain this in a better way in your letter of explanation. That I always recommend. Education. I select bachelor's degree. Number of years. Let's say he's India and he has followed 10 plus 2 plus 3, 15 years. Occupation. So I'm just writing athlete. Oh, athlete. Just sample, guys. You need to do as per your case. Language details. Native language. He is from India, so I select Hindi. You need to do as per your case. Like, can he communicate in English or French? I select English. Have you taken test? I select yes, because language requirement. So I select all dependents. We reached here. Next, we are gonna go 540. Now, one thing is you have to enter names in English and also in your native language. If a section does not apply, write not applicable. So we'll go for that. So John Smith, country or territory of birth. Now this is disabled, so I cannot enter native language, but I'll show you. Single email to proper. Okay, this is just sample. Provide address details here. I'm just doing this one. Spouse, common law partner, conjugal. He does not have a spouse, so I'm just writing not applicable. Mother, let's say he has a mother whose name is Nancy Smith. Date of birth, let's say his mother was born in 1975. 10, 19, okay, fine. Country or territory of birth. You do as per your case. Matter status, married, email. Okay, now how will you write in your native language? The answer is in Google. So I opened here English to Hindi. Search in Google, put this. Here you go. And come to the application. Just next, Nancy Smith. Okay, provide proof. Correct address, father. That's his father name is Peter Smith. This thing I can do it here once more. Let's say born in 1972. And okay, wow. Country or territory of birth, let's say India. Marital status, let's say married. Email address. Click on save and continue. Now this is about children, so it's not apply, right? Not applicable. So I'll write not applicable. Oh, I'm sorry. But if you have definitely provided that information, and I have also shown you how you can do it in your native language. If you have more than one child, click on add another to include them all. Siblings, same thing. If you have, and you have to include your half and step siblings too. So if you have, click and add them. Okay. In this sample case, I'm writing not applicable. Okay. And click a complete and return. Okay. Now 5669 schedule A. Again, they have asked for information. John Smith. Again, they have asked for that language, like you have to enter in the native language too. So John Smith. Now see, there here they have asked. So now I can go for John Smith. Birth information, details of your father, Smith, Peter. So again, names they have asked in other language. So you can definitely put Smith in Hindi, Peter in Hindi, and whatever languages you have. Okay. And this is the details of your father. So date that information. Date or death if this is town, city of birth. Delhi, country of birth. Delhi. Now mother's name, right? At birth, okay. Smith, Nancy. Whatever's applicable in UK. Town, city of birth. questionnaire about criminality, deportation, visa refusal, and all other things. So if you have ever such things, uh, you need to provide that. Visa refusal not, but admission to order to leave. Like read these questions very carefully and then answer these questions. If because if you put wrong answer, it will be definitely considered misrepresentation and that will have severe penalties. If you say and if you answer yes, provide the details. Next is education, number of schools. So we assume that he has done 10 plus 2 plus 3. So the primary 5, high school I put 7, university I put 3, 10 plus 2 and 3. Okay. Details for secondary and post secondary. So not primary, secondary, post secondary. So you'll start with university degree and then add another and put that high school. And if you have any confusion or something that you want to explain, include that information in the later of explanation. I have done that in my application and I was successful. Because the sample video, I'm not filling this up, but you definitely fill it up. Year, month, name of institution, where you have studied, what you have obtained, and field of study. Definitely you can do that. Personal history of personal history in past 10 years or since your 18th birthday, whichever is near. Okay. If it's less than 10 years ago. Yeah. So in John's case, born in 1998. So he'll be 18 in 2016. Right. So definitely, so we'll provide information from 2016 onwards because that's nearer. Most recent information first. So if he was working, you need to write occupation. Let's say like we selected in generic form, athletic, like athlete coach. So here we'll put activity athlete coach. Dates you can pick it up, it's where he was working, and similarly up to 2016 you need to do. If you were studying, okay, provide that information like studying where he was studying if like before 2016, not 2016, I mean up to 2016 you need to provide in this case. So whatever you were doing, you can do that with most recent one. And if you are gonna add some more information, click on add another and that too. This sample videos, I'm not filling this up. It's definitely do. Membership with a professional association. What kind of association? So political, social, youth, student organization, trade union, professional. Okay. If these do not apply, write none in the first input field. So I write none here. I cannot type none here because it's a date field. Continue. Government position. Similarly, you have to provide if you acted as civil servant, judge, police officer, employee in security organization, provide that information. I select none. Similar question about military. I select none. Address. Some of the details already filled up. So I'll just put 2015. Let's say they're living at this address from this date. Then okay, and before you submit, always check, not once, two times, so that you don't put anything wrong, even a minor spelling mistake. We are now going back. So coming here, we are done with these three. This 5562, this was part of the checklist. So again, if a section does not apply, write not applicable, and they have asked in native and other two. Principal applicant. So we'll put Smith John, and you know how to put it in the native language, right? Let's say, so what has in past 10 years, have you lived in or list all the trips that you have taken out of your country in past 10 years or since your 18th birthday? Include all trips for tourism or some business training, etc. So, and if you have not traveled, click did not travel. Let's say John has not done any international trips, so I select did not travel. Let's click on save and common and section. So this section does not apply. So I'll just put this and I'll put not applicable. जो depends on 18 years of age or older. Even for them, I'm gonna put the same information, not applicable, did not travel, and not applicable. Okay, so we are done with these forms. Now PDF forms. So one of the PDF form is the checklist. It's lost because we did not upload it, but just to show you. Yeah, but we had gone through this before. So once we do an upload, it will stay here. This one we have not yet done. So we'll go through this. This is very important. And these things we have seen. And you need to pay the fee. That was also part of the checklist and upload the receipt here. And declaration, I'll show you. And you need to write your full name to digitally sign. Okay. So the application has been digitally signed. Okay. But unless you finish all the mandatory slots, this will not be ready. Even documents we have lost a proof. If I remember, proof of funds, letter of explanation, and some other we have added. Again, that was part of the checklist, so you can add and add it. You can always add those documents. Fine. Now we'll go for this one. Okay. Schedule a self-employed person. By the principal applicant must complete this form. Okay. All right. All right. So name Smith John. Date of birth. Put up. Make sure you meet the format. Specify foreign currency and exchange rate used to provide financial information on page 3-4. Foreign currency. Let's say yes, Indian rupees. Now exchange rate. I'm not putting something, but you can always check. This is required, so definitely, like when you're submitting, check the exchange rate and put that. You can get this information easily in Google. Language, which is your first official language? English. So your proficiency in English. Now you need to have documents to prove it, like IELTS. Federal Business School. Have you taken a test from? Yes. Okay, definitely he's providing that in checklist. Then occupation. Uh, Occupation. So I'm just writing athlete coach or athlete coach just for sample. NOC you can pick and do. I'm not providing, but definitely provide. This is just a sample. You do as per your case. Your experience, federal business class. Verifying to data necessary, attach sheet of paper. So provide that information. Describe your self-employed experience in culture, activity, or athletics. Okay. Study in Canada, federal. Have you, if applicable, your company sponsor kind of completed program full-time study 2 years at a post-secondary institution? I select no. Work in Canada. Have you worked full-time in Canada? I select no. If your company sponsor gonna have a relative living in Canada who's a citizen, I select no. Intended occupation, provide that what you're gonna do. Net worth, assets, bank deposits. So provide that information. Real property, trade stocks, business, user separate. Okay. Name, percent owned. Assets continued, liabilities, net worth. Here you're gonna count accumulation of funds. Okay. Fine. And that exchange rate you need to provide up. So with this, once saved, you can upload over here. Okay. You can upload that over here. And then once everything is done, you can click on submit the application. So that is how it works, guys. Thanks for watching this video.